Why did Russell Brand go to the Richard Nixon School of PR video? I think we're in a moment in history where men used to be believed. And so men were used to just saying what they wanted, including apologizing and expecting people to believe them. When Richard Nixon gave this talk in 1973, less than 1% of Americans had cable. He was basically assured that everyone was watching and that everybody who was watching had lived in a constant visual culture of men in power. Now, looking at this image of George III done in 1771, you can't help but think he contrived this. His country is at war with his own people in the colonies, and he is choosing to look like a reasonable leader. Or the Kennedy era, where they had very contrived pictures of him at ease to show that he's just a family man. But the American population and our consumption of media has changed quite considerably. We're used to dudes apologizing, and we've seen all kinds, right? We've seen this kind of cell phone one. We've seen Hanks, which I think is good, partly because he does not have any cognitive dissonance. He's in his regular place, partly because he actually seems like he means it, and partly because he's apologizing for something which on the scale of things isn't as bad as Russell Brand's. Which takes me back to why Russell Brand was doing the Richard Nixon School of Apologies. He's leaning back onto a tradition of men thinking they can say, I am sorry, and people being okay with it. He has decided that if he says these words, we will believe him. Just as Richard Nixon thought, if he says these words, people will believe him because he is the president. And so he is centering himself in the frame, he's looking at the camera, and he's ignoring the fact that we no longer live in 1973. We don't even live in 2007. We are used to these pictures. And just being a man alone isn't going to make your apology seem real.